My beloved friends, listen carefully. Today is not an accident. Today is not ordinary. This very moment, October 7, is written in the eternal calendar of the heavens. The reason you are here, the reason you see this message, is because the universe itself, under divine guidance, has chosen you. You are not here by chance. You are not scrolling by coincidence. This is destiny knocking at your heart. The Spirit of God is whispering, stop. Look, something great is about to be born in your life. On this day, a seed of purpose is planted within you. And if you believe, if you open your heart, this seed will grow into a future far greater than your past. Remember, the universe does not make mistakes. Today, it called your name. This day is not coincidence. It is divine appointment of. Too often we think life is a random sequence of events, a chain of accidents that somehow shapes our days. But the truth is deeper, more profound, more purposeful. Nothing in the universe happens without reason. And the fact that you are here, in this very moment, hearing this message, is a reflection of divine orchestration. A coincidence is when man cannot see the invisible hand behind the curtain but divine appointment is when heaven aligns time, space, and opportunity to bring you to the exact place you are meant to be. When you woke up today, you may not have imagined that something extraordinary would happen. You may have believed it was just another day, the same routine, the same struggles, the same path you have been walking. But hidden inside the flow of an ordinary day is an extraordinary moment, and that moment is now. Divine appointments are never announced with loud sirens or flashing lights. They often come quietly, like a whisper in your heart, like a sense that what you are hearing right now is not random, but meant for you personally. Look back at your life, at the times when you thought you were simply at the right place at the right time. Was it really chance? Or was it an invisible plan guiding your steps? Every encounter, every word that came at the perfect moment, every open door that appeared just when you thought all doors were closed. These are not accidents. They are signs that a greater intelligence, a higher power, is at work weaving the fabric of your destiny with threads you cannot see. Today, October 7, is not an ordinary day. It has been marked long before you even entered this world. In the unseen realms, this date carries a frequency, a vibration, a call that goes out to specific souls ready to hear it. And if you are listening, it means your spirit has been tuned, aligned, prepared to receive it. Divine appointments are not for everyone. They are for those who are awake, those who are seeking, those who are ready to step into a new chapter. When heaven sets an appointment, nothing can stop it. Delays may come, obstacles may rise, doubts may whisper, but when the time is appointed, the moment arrives with precision. You may have wondered why certain prayers seemed unanswered, why certain seasons felt long and difficult. The reason is that the appointment had not yet come. But when it comes, as it has now, everything begins to align. Doors that were shut begin to open. Burdens that felt heavy begin to lift. Confusion begins to turn into clarity. To call something coincidence is to dismiss the miracle of divine timing. To recognize it as appointment is to awaken to the truth that your life is being guided, not aimlessly, but with precision and purpose. This very message reaching your ears on this very day is a demonstration of that precision. If you had missed this moment, the alignment would not have been complete. But you are here, and the timing is exact. The universe does not choose everyone. But today it chose you. In a world filled with billions of people, where voices compete and paths cross endlessly, it is easy to believe that you are just another face in the crowd, just another number in the flow of humanity. Yet the truth is that not every heart is called at the same time, not every soul is awakened on the same day, and not every life is marked by the same signal. When the universe moves, when it speaks, when it selects, it does so with intention, and its intention today has been directed toward you. There is a mystery in the way life unfolds, a mystery in how moments find us. Some live their whole lives without ever recognizing that they were chosen, without ever realizing that opportunities were sent their way, but passed unnoticed. To be chosen is not to be better than others. It is to be entrusted with a message, with a calling, with a season of transformation. It is a sacred moment, one that does not arrive for all at the same time. The timing of the universe is perfect, and the fact that you are hearing this now shows that the rhythm of life has turned in your direction. Think of how many did not arrive here, how many eyes never found this message, how many ears never received this signal, yet you did. The choosing is not random, nor is it based on chance. It is like a key fitting into a lock. Your spirit has reached a point where it can open to this truth, where it can receive what others might overlook. Many people are moving through this very day unaware, distracted, burdened by the noise of the world. But you were stopped, your attention was caught. And that itself is evidence that something greater is at work. When the universe chooses, it is not always for comfort, it is often for growth. Being chosen means you are ready to step into something bigger than what you have known. It means you carry within you the potential to move forward, to break free from the limits that have held you back. The universe does not waste its energy. It does not call where there is no readiness. It calls where there is a spark waiting to become a flame. The fact that you are here shows that your spark is alive, that your heart is tuned, that your spirit has reached the moment of recognition. To be chosen is to be set apart in this moment, to be handed a responsibility, to be awakened to the reality that life is not just routine, not just endless repetition. The universe has pointed at you among so many and declared that now is your time. Others may walk by, others may not even notice, but you have been seen, you have been singled out, and you have been given the invitation to rise into what is waiting for you. When destiny calls, you must stop, listen, and respond. There are moments in life that arrive like a whisper, subtle and gentle, yet filled with power. They come without warning, without preparation, without the noise of announcement, and yet they carry within them the weight of transformation. These moments are destiny's call. Not everyone recognizes them, not everyone pays attention, because the world is loud, distractions are endless, and most people are rushing too quickly to notice. But those who pause, those who stop, those who quiet the noise long enough to listen, become the ones who step into a path that others miss. Destiny does not shout, it speaks in signals. It may come as a thought you cannot shake, a feeling you cannot ignore, a message arriving at the exact time you needed it most. It may appear as a door suddenly opening, or as a burden in your heart that says, there is more for you than where you are right now. To hear destiny's voice, you must allow yourself to be still, even if just for a moment, and recognize that what you are hearing is not ordinary. It is easy to dismiss it as coincidence, as imagination, as something too small to matter. But what feels small in the beginning often becomes the defining turn of your entire journey. When you stop, you break the endless cycle of rushing from one thing to another. When you stop, you allow yourself to become aware of what is really happening around you. Listening is the next step, for destiny does not waste words. It will not repeat itself endlessly. It offers a call, and those who are ready will hear it. Listening means tuning your heart to the deeper meaning, sensing that this moment is meant for you, that this word carries your name. Listening means recognizing that what others may overlook is in fact the very signal that has been waiting for you. But listening alone is not enough. Response is required. To hear destiny's call and do nothing is to let the moment pass. Responding means taking action, moving forward, saying yes to the unknown. It means trusting that the call is not empty, that the universe does not play games with your future. Responding is the courage to step out, even when you do not see the full picture, to walk forward, even when the road ahead looks uncertain. The call does not always reveal the destination. It only reveals the first step. And it is in taking that first step that the rest of the path begins to unfold. Throughout history, the people who changed the course of their lives, and even the course of the world, were not always the strongest, the richest, or the most powerful. They were the ones who stopped long enough to notice when destiny knocked, who listened when others were distracted, who responded when others hesitated. They understood that the call might never come again in the same way, and so they moved when the moment arrived. October 7 is not just a date, it is a prophetic turning point. Days come and go, marked on calendars, lived through routines, filled with tasks that blur into memory. But there are rare days when time itself becomes more than hours and minutes. There are days when the veil between the ordinary and the extraordinary becomes thin, when what is happening in the unseen realms breaks into the seen. October 7 carries such weight, not because of superstition, not because of human imagination, but because it has been marked as a moment when destiny and time intersect. To call it a date is to see it only through human eyes, but to call it a prophetic turning point is to understand that something has been aligned beyond what you can measure. A prophetic turning point is the moment when life shifts direction. It is when what seemed delayed suddenly begins to accelerate, when what felt stuck begins to move, when what appeared impossible begins to open. October 7 carries within it the essence of alignment, a point in which energies, circumstances, and divine intention meet. It is not the day itself that holds power, but what the day symbolizes. The opening of a chapter that had been waiting to begin. The unlocking of a door that had been closed. The striking of an hour that had been anticipated in silence. Prophetic moments are not random. They are woven into the fabric of existence, prepared long before you even knew to look for them. October 7 is a signpost in time, of a reminder that your life is not moving in circles, but toward an appointed destination. The cycles that felt endless begin to shift on days like this, because prophetic turning points break patterns and rewrite stories. Where you thought nothing was changing, suddenly you sense movement. Where you believed all was finished, suddenly you see beginnings. The date becomes more than a marker. It becomes the evidence that time itself bows to destiny. For many, October 7 will pass unnoticed. just another day to be forgotten. But for those whose spirits are awake, it is different. They sense it, they feel the weight of it, they recognize that this moment is asking for attention. Prophetic turning points are not about numbers on a page, they are about readiness in the heart. The day may arrive, but only those who are open, only those who are willing to see beyond the surface, will understand what it carries. That is why you are here, receiving this message, not because the date itself changes you, but because you are chosen to align with the meaning behind it. Every life has seasons, and every season has a threshold. October 7 stands as a threshold moment. To step across it is to move from what was into what is waiting. To ignore it is to remain where you have been. It is not a date to be circled in ink and forgotten in a drawer. It is a living signal that today is the day where paths shift, where burdens break, where futures are unlocked. A seed of greatness is planted in your spirit today. Within every human being lies a seed, something unseen yet powerful, waiting for the right moment to be awakened. It is not visible to the eyes, it cannot be measured with instruments, but it exists deep within, carrying potential far beyond what the mind can imagine. Seeds do not look like the trees they will become, yet inside them rests the fullness of growth, strength, and fruit. In the same way, greatness within you may not look like greatness right now. It may feel small, fragile, or hidden. But planted today, it carries the capacity to grow into something that will shape the rest of your life. Seeds require the right conditions to awaken. They remain dormant in silence until the season arrives, until light and nourishment touch them, until the soil receives them fully. The moment you hear words that stir your heart, that pierce your soul, that awaken a vision inside you, that moment is the planting. Today is such a moment. The universe, in its timing, drops a seed into your spirit, and though you cannot see it with your eyes, you can feel its presence. It may come as an idea, a sudden clarity, a deep stirring that tells you there is more inside you than you have allowed yourself to believe. Greatness is never given fully grown. It begins in the form of a seed. That is why many overlook it. They dismiss it because it seems too small, too insignificant, too ordinary. Yet every mighty tree once looked like nothing more than a fragile seed buried in the dirt. The difference between those who flourish and those who remain the same is not whether the seed was given, but whether it was nurtured. To know that a seed of greatness has been planted is to understand that responsibility has been entrusted to you. The soil of your heart, the attention you give, the faith you hold, all these become the environment in which the seed grows. A seed planted today may not bear fruit tomorrow, but its power is already alive. Hidden beneath the surface, it is breaking, stretching, taking root. Change begins invisibly before it manifests outwardly. When you feel something shifting in you, when your perspective begins to widen, when your desire to rise grows stronger, it is the seed beginning to move. The universe does not waste seeds. It plants them in prepared ground, in lives that are ready to carry the weight of what will grow. That you are receiving this now is proof that your spirit is fertile ground. Greatness does not mean fame, wealth, or comparison to others. Greatness means living in the fullness of who you were meant to be, allowing your life to expand into its divine design. The seed planted in you today carries your unique greatness, a greatness that no one else can live, no one else can embody, no one else can express. It has been placed in you because you alone are meant to carry it, and though it may begin small, with time it will grow into something undeniable, something that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Your future begins the moment you believe this calling. Life does not change when the clock ticks or when the calendar flips. It changes when something inside you shifts, when faith awakens and belief takes root. The call has always been present, waiting, echoing through time, but it is belief that activates it. Without belief, the words remain just words, the signs remain unnoticed, the opportunities remain untouched. Belief is the spark that ignites the fire of transformation, and the instant you decide that this message is for you, that this moment is yours, your future begins to unfold in a new direction. Belief is not passive, it is powerful. It is more than hope, more than wishing, of more than empty positivity. It is the inner certainty that what you have heard is true and that it applies directly to you. Belief does not wait for evidence, it creates evidence. It shapes how you see yourself, how you act, how you respond to the world around you. When you believe a calling, you walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently, because your identity begins to align with the destiny revealed to you. That alignment is the doorway to your future. The moment you believe, invisible chains begin to break. The doubts that have whispered for years lose their power. The fear that held you back begins to weaken. The excuses that kept you stagnant no longer feel convincing. Belief lifts you above what once limited you and sets you in motion toward what is possible. A future is not something waiting far ahead. It is something born inside you the moment you embrace your calling. The inner yes you give becomes the seed of everything that follows. Many hear a call but dismiss it because they cannot see the full picture. They want certainty before they commit, clarity before they act. Yet belief is not about seeing the entire road. It is about trusting the first step. A future is built one step at a time, and the first step is always belief. Once you believe, you no longer wait for permission. You no longer hesitate for validation. You no longer shrink under the weight of doubt. You move, and in moving, the path unfolds. Your future does not begin tomorrow or next year or when everything is perfect. It begins in the instant you shift from questioning to believing. In that moment, new strength rises, new vision opens, new courage awakens. The call that seemed distant becomes immediate. The dream that felt impossible becomes alive. The destiny that seemed unreachable becomes the very road beneath your feet. Belief transforms the unseen into reality, and the moment you accept this truth, you step out of the shadow of the past and into the light of what is waiting for you.